What's up? It's me, the Shinster17, and we're gonna be doing a different video concept here. So as you can see, we're in Sandbox again, after a pretty long time. And I was wondering, what if I showcased all of the best trolls in every one of my troll hobbies? I will be showcasing them and I will explain them. So, yeah, here goes nothing. We're gonna start with the first one I have ever made. So, as far as I know, there's not really a lot of good trolls in this janky piece of garbage from a very long time ago, but there is like a few that are still kind of memorable to me. So we have this one over here. So basically this is a double-sided teleporter, and this is another teleporter over here. So basically, the first instinct of a player is to just jump, but that will GBJ them. So they think, oh, I have to walk, which works. However, this doesn't work either, because this has no teleporter ID, so it doesn't lead anywhere. So basically, they're gonna be like, okay, let me go back. But you can't, because of this teleporter. This teleports you to the GBJ if you jump. However, your character jumps high enough so that you can touch it with your head. So you're basically trapped here. Unfortunately, you could cheese this by doing a wraparound. But if this was uncheesable, that would be a pretty good troll in my opinion. But yeah, I think this might be like one of the only things that I can remember out of this. Now, this one over here is my first utilization of this troll over here. So, you're presented with this, two blocks that are different, on this, pathway. So, basically, the player, the mindset of a player would think, okay, these might be fake. These are like obviously fake. Why would there be different blocks here? So they're gonna try to attempt to jump over it. However, that doesn't work out. Basically, these different blocks over here, they are can't collide true. But these blocks over here aren't. So it tricks the player into trying to jump over that, like, concrete, but that turns out to be, like, actually solid, and you actually have to jump over this, because these are the can't collide false blocks. Kinda nifty in my opinion, and I did utilize this a lot. In different variations, of course. Okay, let me go over this one really quickly, because you have to be really dumb in order to fall for this one. You can literally see the text over here that says get stuck, because if you step on this, then you will get stuck. But as you can see, it doesn't really work that much. Yeah, you can't get out and you have to reset. But it has a very good chance of like you just popping out instead of getting stuck, which is why I wanted to go over this really quickly. Okay, welcome to number 2. This one is slightly better, but like the first one, there's not really a lot of good ones. But I like this beginning part a bunch. So you start here and it says ready for round 2, and then you're like, heck yeah, and you go on the teleporter. Good. And it kills you. So what you're actually supposed to do is you're supposed to like go up here. How? Well, these are fake blocks, and inside those fake blocks is a teleporter. So basically you can like wall hop or like high jump it, and there you are, you're in here. And this room has a couple of funny stuff, like this. It's a standard teleporter, but if you try to touch it, you're dead, because there's a spike. The spike hitboxes are kinda jank. if you see my Sandbox gimmick episode about moving spike hitboxes, then yeah, you would know. And over here is just a fast conveyor into a spike. I thought that was kind of funny, to be honest. But yeah, that's just like it for the first room. So there's that. This troll over here, it's good depending on if the player actually falls for it or not. Like if it actually functions correctly or not. So they're gonna go up this truss and they're gonna see this and think, oh, it's Cancoli Falls, I should go through this. You can't. So basically, my gimmick was that like when you walk, you get stuck like this. And then basically, depending on like I think it's just RNG, but like or it could be like what direction you're facing, but you could get slid off into this spike hidden in this fake block. Sort of like this. Whenever it would work, it's very satisfying for me. But when they don't, it's kind of a letdown. That's really it for this troll obby, so we'll move on to the next one. Alright, number 3. So basically, in this one, the player's going to question why there's slopes here. Like, oh, these seem useless, why are these here? So they're gonna like try to jump onto the wood surface because it is covering the lava, so they're gonna try to jump to it. However, your legs are gone. So when you have your legs missing, a couple of different things will happen. For one, you can't go as far with the conveyor, and you can't really make it. The second thing is you can't jump 8 studs high. You can only jump 7 or 6 minimum. I mean maximum. So anyways, you can't really do stuff when you have your legs missing. So what you're supposed to do is you have to go down the slopes and then walk onto the wood surface. Because yeah, when you jump, your foot goes through the wood surface a little, and the lava will burn it. But if you walk on it, nothing will happen. So that's how you avoid losing your legs and how to get past this. Alright, we have 2 trolls in this one section. When you teleport, it leads to here. So the first thing is straight up when you like teleport there. So you go on the teleporter and you go on a sitting part and you hit a slope and you're pretty much dead. Basically, when a teleporter is underneath a block, like a slope, for example, or a fake block, in fact, you will spawn on top of the thing. Basically, a block that is on top of like a teleporter, you will teleport on like the highest point of those blocks. Or even higher than that. So basically, if there's nothing obstructing the teleporter, then you will teleport on top of the teleporter pad itself. But if you teleport with like blocks in the way above it, then you will teleport on the highest point, which is on the fake block. Which is why you sit down and then you go on the slope and you die. You basically just have to jump and then go onto here. But then this part, basically it's just a slope up, like, oh, it's probably not that dangerous. It doesn't really lead anywhere though, but you decide to go check it out anyways. So you walk, and then you're dead. So, I'm messing with foot hitboxes again. Your toe area of the foot just barely goes through the slope, as you can see. So, over here is a fake block with a trip players option on. So, if you like try to walk up here, then you will be sat down and then you will go into the lava pit. There's gonna be more instances of these, so they'll be skipped. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the only good troll in the this fourth installment. So you're presented with these this little section here, which has 2 trapped dirt blocks. So you can go through them, and they clearly say it's a trap. And there are teleporters below, so they're convinced that it's like, oh, those are probably going to lead me to death. So you go through this section, and then all of these lead to death. All the teleporters. And there's no other way. So you go back here, and you think, well, let's try to test some of these out. You try this one. Leads to death. So they're like, oh, I should have known. That probably should have killed me. But, like, what's the answer? Well, truth is, this teleporter right here. It's a different teleporter ID than the one that leads to death. So you're perfectly fine if you go for that teleporter. That's the only good one in this lobby. All the rest of them are too jank and stuff. Yeah, there's no good ones. Let's just move on to number 5. See, the thing with number 5 is this is more of a concept troll obby rather than like an actual one. So I wanted to mess around with a thing called a twice. You may be familiar with it in Super Mario Maker 2, and I tried to replicate it in Sandbox. However, it looks really crappy. It's just because I didn't have VIP back then. Cut me some slack. But anyways, so you start here, and the beginning is just blah blah blah, really bad trolls. And then once you like get past that section, you have to do the beginning again, but the things are altered, which is how a twice works. It's the same thing, but it's different trolls. So while it is a cool concept, the execution was really bad. So I'm not really gonna say too much about it. I'm just gonna let you make fun of me for it because of how crappy it was. So yeah, let's just go to number 6. Six has nothing worth mentioning, so this will be the only thing I will cover. So, the player is presented with a white button, which is just neon. But so I wanted the players to go like, oh, let me try to press it. So like, they jump towards it. However, it doesn't really do anything. In fact, it flings you because there's a conveyor ramp inside of this brick, but it doesn't really work a lot because the brick is solid. So yeah, not much to say about that. No one's going to fall for that because a white button, like, really, nothing's going to happen if you jump towards it other than you getting flung. So, yeah, it's an obvious troll. Nothing good. Let's just go to number 7. Seven is where my troll hobby started to go very noticed from my friends and, like, other random people. So, first thing is this very unsuspicious conveyor ramp which a text says, just don't. I don't know about you, but I want to go on it. Woo! Next, we have this. So you avoid all these conveyors, and then there's a really long text. Now, if this text wasn't here, then it'd be much better, at least to me. But it is still kind of noticeable, which is why it's kind of meh. It's kind of bad, kind of good in some way. So you go on this, and you're like, reading the text, hello, you're reading this video, doing an amazing job, blah blah blah. And then you're slowly moving off of the thing, and then you fall. Which is, yeah, that's just how it works. Yeah, and then the next one is just, like, over here at the ending. You're, like, getting close and stuff. And you're like, okay, let's just not mess this up, let's just be cautious. And then... nothing else to say. So, yeah, that's number 7. Like, even though there's not really a lot of good stuff in it, this is the troll lobby where my things started to, like, my friends are like, okay, these are starting to get, like, more painful and stuff. But, yeah, it's noticeable. Or, no, okay, my obbies are becoming more, like, like, my friends are starting to get to know about it more. They're starting to play a lot more, etc., etc. So, this is gonna be it for now. I'm gonna make another part, soon. Sooner or later. Because this is getting, like, a lot, like, this is taking a long time. So, part 2 will come soon, and I'll see you guys later.